Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, continuing with Crash Bandicoot 4, the 100% walkthrough. In this video, I'll be taking you through the level Fossil Fueled, where we take control of Neo Cortex, and he has a couple of new abilities, like the inability to double jump. However, he can dash across the sky after a single jump, which is very useful. And instead of a spin attack, he has a gun, so you can shoot crates from afar, although I've noticed aiming with this gun can be a little bit difficult. Also, when you zap enemies, they will turn into blocks, and if you zap a block, it'll turn into like a squishy gelatin block, and then you can bounce off of that. So that's going to be another platforming, part of the platforming in that regard. There's a lot of little hidden boxes kind of up and around. You'll have to kind of jump and shoot them based on timing. But overall, this level's not too bad. There was a couple of tricky ones right at the beginning, which is why I'm at 14. If you're not at 14, it's because there was one kind of right behind a log. There was one at the very front of the screen as we started. And the hidden gem is in this pit, which looks like a death pit, but is not. Otherwise, this level's not too bad. It's definitely one of the easier ones. I was able to get my perfect relic within like 2 or 3 tries. Just make sure you're timing everything properly and make sure you're, doing the best practices for all of the possible jumps. Also, when there is nitro that is, in front of me, I do try to trigger it when possible. That just allows me to have a consistent counter for my crates. Additionally, for this, you have to make sure that the plant is in a certain position for you to be able to jump high enough to get that crate up there, which is 24. And we're going to go across the water now and continue the platforming for a bit.
Bouncy!
This next 2D platforming section is pretty easy, honestly, but there's a somewhat specific sequence of jumps you'll want to do if you want to make sure you grab all the boxes. So you'll have to grab the exclamation point. Just grab it with your gun instead of dashing over, and then all the wire boxes will show up, and you'll have to backtrack a little bit before moving forward. There will also be a golden wumpa fruit box where we have to jump down, hit it, and then immediately dash after we bounce off of it. So there's a couple of these kind of jumps where you have to shoot as you're falling, and if you don't do it correctly, you will probably die, unfortunately. But sometimes you will get saved by a quick dash if you have some fast reflexes. At this checkpoint, we are at 61 out of 101, and I have been mostly activating the nitro when possible. There's also not too much wumpa fruit here, so I would definitely try to grab as much as possible. It's very easy in this level to actually finish without 80% if you're not careful. Now for this, I like to trigger the TNT and go all the way back to the beginning. You do have a mask here, which can be pretty useful, and then this platforming section, which unfortunately if you fall, you will die, so the mask doesn't really help us here. But these bugs, or whatever you want to call them, are spaced perfectly apart for a jump and dash. And the character also floats a little bit before landing, which can help orientate your feet. And we can now dash forward and continue the level.
On second thought, no volcano lair. I can feel my nostril hairs sizzling. Haven't seen mushrooms that big since I left the Gigantizotron running overnight.
For this part, we'll have to use both of the platforms to get across to the right, so you can kind of unfreeze them, unblockify them as you need and as you see fit, but you'll need to kind of, alternate the bottom one while keeping the middle one where it is, and you can also bounce up between some of these blocks, which is pretty helpful. There is a drop coming up, and you will drop directly into some crates. So make sure you're holding your jump button as you drop so that you can bounce on the crates so that you don't accidentally fall in the hole that you made. It's right after this jump. Just make sure you get all the crates on the way down and you don't fall through the cracks. After that, you pretty much just continue to the end of the level. Make sure you grab the nitro crate, and that should be all of the crates. We found the hidden gem. Hopefully we have enough wumpa fruit, and I did not die, so I have the perfect relic as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the video was helpful. Feel free to farm out these boxes if you still need a couple of fruit, but otherwise you should be good to go. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Peace.